Okay, so you're the second person this week that I've interviewed that has been on the show before, and also in 9 days it will be 10 years since you last came on the show because it was on the 20th of June, 2014, or is that? Yeah, no, not 2000. That's not 9 years, is it? Ah, fuck, I don't know what I'm talking about. 10 years.
That's 11 years.
11 years then. Okay,
Yeah,
so it's 11 years. And I remember doing an interview with you very clearly because I
yeah.
remember you I swear you gave me your house number, which really confused me because I used to do it like this. And you're like, just phone me on my phone number, it's fine. And we did that. And yeah, it was, and you're doing as you did there, you're having yourself a nice drink. And we had a nice chat before.
Yeah,
So,
nice.
so I'm going to start things like this. In the 11 years, not 10 years, what's changed so much for Mr. Arkley, other than the fact that you've clearly changed where you live because you've now moved to Wales, haven't you?
Yeah, quite a lot's changed actually. I've moved to Wales. I've retired in 11 years. Yeah, I started my golf band during that time. Uh, Quite a few changes with my son at Wake. I've got married. Uh, what else has happened in those years? I'm sure there's loads of other things as well. I mean,
That,
obviously lost people. Um, Obviously as you get older, you sort of, a lot of people around you die, unfortunately. So yeah, there's been a lot of grief, unfortunately, but a lot of nice things as well. It's been
it,
lovely.
it, it kind of weighs up, doesn't it? Like there's always good with bad all the time.
Yeah,
Speaking of losing people, I remember when I lost my father, you were actually one of the first people to message me on Facebook. You probably
oh,
don't remember that, but you were literally the first three people you messaged
yeah,
me and like, I hope you're okay. And you were quite supportive. And I think it was either soon after or soon before you had lost yours as well,
yeah,
because I know
yeah.
how close you were with him. Like it was
That's right.
obvious.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know you personally, but I knew from reading your Facebook just how much he meant to you.
yeah, loads. Yeah, yeah.
Is he the reason you became like obsessed with trains?
Yeah, yeah. Well, he definitely was. He was really obsessed with them. Yeah. So I'm probably just obsessed. To be fair,
Because you worked on trains, didn't you work on train lines or something like that?
he didn't. No, he couldn't because he couldn't see properly out of one of his eyes. You see,
Okay.
so he could never have had a career on the railways. But he absolutely loved them. They were always his absolute fascination. He absolutely loved the railways, but no, he never worked on them.
Was it you that worked on them?
I worked on them for 18 years, yeah. So, yeah, but I retired 4.5 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
How are you enjoying retirement?
Oh, yeah, I love it. I love it. I mean, it keeps me busy here because I've got a bit of land to look after. I've also made my own railway here. So
You've
I've got,
made your own railway.
yes, I've got that to look after. And yeah, I'll
Wait,
keep my.
wait. You can't leave it at that. How have you made your own railway? Like, what were you talking about?
Well, I've got a YouTube channel. You can watch that if you want to get updated on it. It's
I, okay, plug the channel because I was unaware of this. So plug the channel.
Yeah, the channel's called Elvinley, which is ELVINLEY, Elvinley Railways. And Costas has been on that actually. He's in one of the episodes, and Greg from Esoteric, he's in one of the episodes, and Martin from Attrition as well. There's been quite a few musicians on on the channel, as well as sort of railway personalities and that. So yeah, it's
So,
been good. Lots of friends on there.
so what exactly? Like, so you say people check the channel out. I'll check the channel out as well because right now I'm a bit. I don't know what it is exactly. You say you built a railway. Are we talking like a real railway, or are we talking a model railway, or just a tiny
Well,
railway?
it's about various railways that are built. So some of them are models, some of them are like in the garden. But when we talk about the ones in the garden, they're big ones. They're sort of ones that you ride on, and they're sort of ones that are useful as well as fun. They're sort of they're good for moving things around and that. So yeah, it's it's hard to describe without you seeing it really.
I'm
But
gonna
it's
have to
called the
watch it.
Ivy Railway. The railway's called the Ivy Railway. So any episodes that say Ivy Railway, if you watch them, that'll be all about that.
Okay, so you say you got married. Is your wife a fan of the railways?
She well, she's very long suffering really. I mean, she's been on loads of railways with me, and I've spent years making this one here, and she's absolutely fine about it. I'll be out here working on it, and she'll make us some food or something. She's got a little bell she rings to notify me, and stuff like that. And yeah, it's great. I mean, she's brilliant. She's like, really chilled out. So that's good.
Am I right in thinking her name is it Sarah? Her name?
Yeah,
Um,
Sarah.
Sarah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. She's also someone else I've seen on your Facebook, and also I swear she's
Yeah.
been in some music videos as well. Like
She
you've
has,
done.
yeah,
Yeah.
she has. Um, she's been in my other band, my goth band, Guillotine Dream. She's been in at least a couple of videos. No, she's been in about 3 of our videos, I think. So, yeah.
There was a Guillotine Dream music video, I'm sure, which was like pretty much just your house, like there's like a party or something going on.
Yeah, that's right. That's Primitive. Yeah, she's in that one, definitely. And a couple of more recent ones.
I was going to get to Guillotine Dream. Literally, if you see me looking over, it's because I'm looking at the list of what I want to ask.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
and Guillotine Dream was at the bottom because I wanted to kind of go on to that. But as it's been brought up, we'll go on to it before we go on to My Silent Wake.
Yeah.
Because like initially, I thought it was just you guys just having some fun, or it probably is still you guys having some fun.
That is what it was. That is what it was initially. I mean, we sort of made up a fictional backstory for the band and all sorts because we were just doing it for a laugh. Although the music we were doing is music we love. We just thought, we just don't want to take ourselves too seriously with it. So, we were sort of making up all sorts of rubbish, at first, which was quite fun. But yeah, I mean, the music was serious. We didn't like write comedy songs or anything like that.
Yeah.
But it was like totally different. It wasn't like, whereas with My Silent Wake, a lot of the songs were quite personal and quite relevant to like things in our lives and that. It was very much with Guillotine Dream. It was more songs about like stuff that I'd read in 14 times and things like that. It was more about kind of like strange sort of things that you read about, that kind of thing. So like, for instance, be a song about some weird phenomena or a song about Tesla or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, Edgar Allan Poe. He was another one. There was a song about that kind of thing.
Do you write this stuff at the same time as you're doing My Silent Wake stuff, or is it you keep it separate?
I don't know really. I'm trying to think. I mean, I suppose separate to a degree, but I'll still do the same. I'll do both bands within a year and things like that. And definitely, I've done both bands' gigs within the same year. So I don't like, say, take months off from one band and then do the other. It does overlap quite a bit.
Okay.
But we've never played a gig on the same night or anything like that. We've never done.
Why is that? Because isn't it you? It's you and Adam, right? You're both in Guillotine Dream, right?
Yeah, and Mark, who used to be in My Silent Wake as well, he's the drummer in Guillotine Dream. But I think it's so different, and I think it'd be pretty tiring to do 2 now. And also, I think because with Guillotine Dream, because we wear like a lot of sort of face paint and that kind of thing as well. It's quite a different vibe, really, to My Silent Wake. I think it probably, I don't know, it's probably best to keep it separate, really, in a lot of ways.
Do you think it would like confuse an audience or something?
Probably would, yeah. Probably would.
You did like a mini tour with them, didn't you? That was with Costas as well, right? With Guillotine Dream. Is that more, or did he just come watch you? I just saw a post and it was like Guillotine Dream like mini tour. Like maybe was it last year?
We did a couple of gigs, sort of local to where I live, kind of thing. And yeah, he came, like, because he's a mate, you know. He wasn't playing with us, so he just came as a mate. But we did do a gig with Pantheist because we did one in Western-super-Mare, actually. So we did do a Guillotine Dream gig with Pantheist, which was great.
That was kind of where you were originally based, wasn't it? Western-super-Mare,
Yeah.
that area.
But we told everyone we were from St Helier in Jersey.
Where did that come from? Why? Like, is this?
We just made everything was just randomly made up, and it was just what came to our minds first, you know. So
were you just sitting, all of you, just sitting together, like, oh, I feel like doing something else. Let's create this backstory, like, because a lot of thought goes into it, even if it's just like having fun in that. But you've put a lot of thought into it, like with the face paint and like the whole different direction of music to what you do before. And it's like what, I don't know, like how did it? The initial idea.
True story of how it started, you probably won't believe me. You probably think I'm just making up another story.
No, tell me anything. It doesn't matter if
The true story of how the band started. Me and Mark, the drummer, we'd gone to visit my mum in Stafford, and I mean this would have been 2016, and we talked about doing, like, as I say, Mark used to be in My Silent Wake, and obviously some of My Silent Wake stuff was sort of very goth influenced. And we talked about putting together a goth band, and we were in Stafford, we were wandering around, and we saw a music shop, and they had a drum kit in the window, and like other musical instruments and equipment. So we went in the shop, and we said, "Do you mind if we have a go?" So we started jamming in the window of this music shop in Stafford, and just like making stuff up. You know, just making up this goth stuff, and that's sort of the birth of the band, you see.
So you didn't go with the idea of doing goth stuff. You was just playing random stuff, and it came out as that, was it?
Well, we wanted to form a goth band, and so we just thought, yeah, let's just have a go at doing that in this window in this shop. And then when we stopped, we were just literally just jamming, and when we stopped, they like. The shopkeepers gave us a clap. It was hilarious.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm guessing they had no clue who you were.
No. And I did buy a pedal from them. I thought that was the least I could do, really. And I don't think the shop's there now. I don't think so. It's sort of opposite the prison in Stafford. Yeah, so then we just needed a drummer then. And so Adam... a bassist, sorry. We just needed a bassist then. And Adam, bassist in My Silent Wake, he's a fan of like the Nephilim. And so, you know, he's familiar with the kind of things we wanted to do. So he was happy to do it, you know.
It helps as well that you know each other quite well. Like,
really well. And actually, yeah, and Adam came up with the band name, actually. He's the one who came up with the band name. So
does he know where it came from in his head, or did he just randomly say, oh, what about this?
I don't know. You'd have to ask him.
But, I would, but I'm pretty sure he wouldn't do an interview with me. I don't know. I've spoken to him randomly in the past, but I don't know.
Of course he would.
I should have dragged you both on at the same time.
Yeah.
So is he still... He's not in Wales, is he?
No, he's in Western.
So how does gigging come about? Does he have to travel to you, or do you travel there? I suppose in London you're going to meet halfway or whatever, then just go down, or...
Yeah, we sort of do. It depends where the gig is, or you know, what we're doing, really. Sometimes, I mean, generally it's me going to Western, But obviously, if we're doing gigs in Wales, they come over here, and we don't tend to practice like not on a regular basis at all. So yeah, we're not like we don't really practice. Same with my silent wake. Really, if we're doing a gig, we'll have a practice the day before generally, but we live too far apart to be able to have the luxury of practicing really. But I practice at home and everything. Uh,
So why Wales? Why did you move so far to Wales? Was it because you did it after you retired or before you retired? You must have done it after
before,
you retired. Oh, before.
but not. It was a couple of years before. So I basically I needed to go part time at work because health reasons really,
Hmm.
and um, we were sort of looking at various places that we could afford to live, and we'd never even been this far west into Wales, and we sort of visited it, and we really liked it. We liked the vibe here, and like the people, and like the countryside and everything about it, really. So, and we found this house, and there's like a railway near it and everything. So it was just so nice. We just decided to move here, basically.
What part are you in? South Wales or North Wales or where are you?
In
Like
southwest Wales.
Southwest Wales. Okay.
So if you go to Swansea, it's about another 30 miles west from there.
Oh, okay. Okay. Ah. So is this the place that's you done now? You're staying in Wales.
Yeah, that's where I want to stay. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So you both came up with the decision of Wales then, like you and your wife. I mean.
It was. I think Sarah was the one that came up with the idea, from what I remember, because we'd had quite a few holidays in Wales, more in North Wales, really. Um, yeah, we hadn't really been this far. As I say, we hadn't been this far west into Wales. We've been to the Gower actually, but yeah, we hadn't been this far. But we spent a lot of time. We went up to North Wales quite a bit, there were some festivals up there, like the Prog Fest and various things that were held up there. Um, like HRH festivals there used to be some up there as well.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. There was some really good festivals up there, so we went to quite a few of them. Um, and yeah, we just liked it. I'd been there as well years ago, up to North Wales quite a lot. In fact, from when I was a small child, I'd been going up to North Wales. So yeah, I've always liked Wales really. So and she's Sarah's got like I think her dad's like half Welsh.
Okay.
Like he's like yeah, one side of his family's Welsh. So I haven't really got much of a Welsh connection, just a very loose one somewhere way back. But
Well, from when
when you go somewhere and you just feel like you fit in, you
yeah,
know,
yeah, of course, yeah, I know, I understand that.
it's much slower pace of life, much more relaxed. You
I
know,
found the people really nice there as well. I've been to Wales and they were lovely.
people will talk to you. It doesn't matter if you've met them before. It doesn't matter if you know them. They'll chat to you. And so friendly.
See, I don't know if it's the same where you used to live in England down Western-super-Mare, but where I live, like over here in the southeast of England, people don't. They like you try and talk to them and they look at you like you're strange. And it's like, you stay away from me. And it's like, well, I'm not. And my partner has this thing of just smiling and waving at people, but they tend to get annoyed even though you're being nice to them.
Well, they
So
wouldn't hear put it that way. They'd respond with that back. I mean, for instance, to give you an example, my friend Keith, he came down. He's an old friend of mine from the railways. He came and stayed here for a couple of nights. He stayed for one night. He went back yesterday. We went over to Ferryside, which is near here, because he was half thinking of like moving over here.
okay.
And just wandering round, I had a look at the outside of a couple of houses that were for sale, and we were just like looking in this woman's garden because she had these massive thistles like that were grown, and just chatting about it. And then like she was sat behind there, we hadn't seen her. She was like, "Oh, hello," like, and just started chatting to her, and that's just the way it is. And like, in the end, I was like asking her about the village and that, what it's like, and that's just the way it is. You can just ask people things and start a conversation. People are
That's the
so
way it should be.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't,
So
I don't know if you'll know the show I'm talking about, but there's a place in Wales I've always wanted to go. It's in the north of Wales, though, like right up the top. There was a program in the '60s or late early '70s called The Prisoner, and
it's what, man, I love The Prisoner.
yeah, same here. It's one of the best shows I've ever seen. I hated the remake. I loved the original.
I can't watch the remake because I love the original too much.
Exactly. No, I agree. I tried. I never finished the remake, and I was like, "What?" Like the original was it 13 episodes, and they're all equally insane, but they all make sense in their own little way. And other than the last episode, which is just crazy.
It's
Um,
fantastic. It's fantastic. I love Patrick McGowan anyway. I think he was a great actor, and that series was amazing.
it
I
was.
just love it. I could watch it and watch it and watch it. And have you been around Port Merion?
No, that's what I was saying. I want to go there because it's like it looks incredible, and it's still
It
the
is
same, isn't
incredible.
it?
It's just the same, yeah. It's exactly the same, and it's like when you walk around it, it's like you're in
You're in
the
the
prison.
village. Oh,
Yeah, it's
yes.
amazing.
I need to do that. Like it came. Did it come from a series before? Was it Danger Man or something like that?
Danger Man, yeah, but it it wasn't necessarily linked to that. It's just that Patrick McGowan was in that, and he played a spy in that, and so a lot of people have sort of linked it, but I don't think it was ever confirmed that it was like an official follow up to that or anything.
Oh, okay.
Um, but I never really watched that. Probably should, but The Prisoner really appealed to me because it's so like psychedelic,
It really is. Yeah, it's all over the show, isn't it? It's crazy, but it's brilliant.
Yeah. I
And
mean, if it wasn't for the people trying to sort of torture him, get information and things like that, it'd be the ideal place to live, really, wouldn't it?
it would. It's like perfect. Other than the like you say, the torture and that big thing that tries to suffocate everyone.
Yeah,
Like the
the orange alert they say, don't they? And
yeah.
yeah, the rover, that's it, isn't it?
Oh,
They
was it the
call it.
rope? Oh, you remember more than I do. I need to watch it again. To be fair.
Yeah, brilliant.
Oh, sorry, I had to go on a tangent there talking about Wales, but
Uh, but yeah,
um,
something was it Clough Ellis or something? His name that built it. It was like, yeah, just amazing this place.
oh, you want about Port Mirren? Who built Port Mirren? Oh, Mirren,
Yeah.
what it's called? Oh, wow.
Oh, but yeah, absolutely amazing.
Okay, let's get back to. Oh no, you still. Sorry, carry on.
No, carry on, mate. I can
No, no,
talk.
no. We can talk about Prisoner for the next hour if you want. I don't mind. You should write a concept album about the Prisoner.
Mm.
Your next project.
Well, Iron Maiden had a song, didn't they? So,
That's true, actually, because they used the sample, didn't they?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Uh,
do you know Roy Harper?
yeah, yeah, yeah. He did that. I've seen Roy Harper. I've seen him live. It was one of my first shows. So I was only a wee young lad. I had no idea
Well,
who he was.
well, lucky because he's doing his last tour, and I think a lot of it's sold out now.
Oh,
But,
really?
yeah. But anyway, he had a song called McGowan's Blues.
Oh, okay. Ah. I'll have to ask my brother. He knows more about Roy Harper than I do. Uh, you was you were saying about music shops a minute ago. Have you noticed? I don't know if it's the same near where you are, but they're all closing down. Like they're not really. Like
Yeah,
there's some around, but they're all just
yeah.
like closing, and it's
It's hard
hard.
for these kind of businesses, especially like if they're not sort of big companies, if they're just trading on their own. It's really hard for them to survive now. because they can't compete a lot of the time with online retailers because you've got so many overheads, haven't they?
Yeah, it's true.
It's the same with model shops, railway shops. A lot of those have gone. Um, it is a struggle, definitely.
Do you build models as well then? Railway models?
Yeah, yeah.
Ah, okay. My ex-wife's dad, he did that for a hobby. He still does it for a hobby. And he used to go to all the conventions.
Yeah.
He's even got a website. It's called like Pete Clark's Models, but it's
Oh.
like it sounds like a dodgy website, but it's because he sells like they're like the packs, the flat packs of them. Yeah, but
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
yeah. But he's like yourself. He's obsessed with them, where he loved them, sort of thing. And like even you worked with trains. Now you don't work with trains. You're still doing stuff with trains. So,
Yeah.
did your mum like trains?
Yeah, I mean, she was brilliant because, I mean, she made a layout for my dad
Okay.
because my dad loved railways and that, but he wasn't as practical with doing like building things as my mum was, you see. So she sort of made the layout for him, and she like used things like our old, like when we sort of, because when we were little, me and my sister, you had like nappies that were like, they weren't like disposable nappies. They were ones you washed, They were like
Yeah, yeah,
terry
yeah.
towels.
That's
And
right.
so
Yeah.
when they were finished with, like she dyed them green and used them for grass on this layout that she built for my dad. She was she was very inventive, She was amazing, but we didn't have money, So it was a case of using what you could find to make things out of, and I've sort of inherited that really from her.
So it's clearly a lasting impact on you, then definitely.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So where did you grow up?
Hales Owen.
Which is where I've never heard of it.
Do you know where Starbridge is or Dudley?
I know Dudley. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not that far from Dudley. It's they call it the Black Country
Oh
uh,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
area. So yeah, that's where I lived till I was 25, and then I moved to the other side of Birmingham for a few years, and then I moved to Weston-super-Mare. So,
It's a bit different to like Birmingham, all the way down to Weston-super-Mare.
yeah,
Who are you
but
running from?
I just loved it. I mean, thing is with Birmingham and that, it's a bit built up, isn't it? And it's industrialized, and I think in the past I would have loved that, when it was all steam and all that sort of thing. But I think it just got a bit too, busy and ugly in the end. And although there were beautiful places around there, the hills, Trent Hills and places like that, absolutely beautiful. I don't know. I just wanted to move somewhere a bit quieter and more rural, really. I think.
Yeah, yeah.
In Western, I just found it a bit of a paradise. Really, there were so many beautiful places locally, places like Glastonbury and Cheddar, places on your doorstep that were so nice. But then again, I mean, when I lived in Hales Owen, there were beautiful places not far away, like Bridge North and Bewdley, which I used to love going to. You know, um, Shropshire. I love Shropshire.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't know really, but I suppose it was a matter of not just choice, like, oh, I'll just move there, because at the time I was married,
Hmm.
uh, her parents lived in Weston, so that was partly why it happened as well.
Okay, yeah, that makes
Um,
sense.
and when I lived in Birmingham, I found out quite how rough that area was, because I got like punched in the face and got my teeth broken, stuff like that.
Well, for no reason. Like,
It
well,
was a reason. The reason was that I worked in a petrol station at the time, and this lad had robbed someone on the forecourt,
okay.
and he thought that I'd made a statement to the police. Funnily enough, I hadn't actually. It was someone else that had made the statement. And then I saw him like locally from me, which was really weird. And one of his mates hit me in the face.
It wasn't even him that hit you; it was his mate that hit you.
Yeah. But yeah, so that was horrible, and that really put me off the area.
Hmm.
Living anywhere near there put me off the whole thing. So I was pretty keen to move out of that area by that time. And that was sort of late 90s, that was.
Oh, okay then.
So I
Do
was
you?
20.
No, sorry. Go ahead. You were 20. What? Sorry.
Yeah, 20 years in Western.
Do you
Quite
miss it at all or not?
Western, no, because we go back quite a lot, you see.
Oh, okay.
Because Sarah's parents are there. Because I met Sarah when I was in Western, so her parents are there. So, we go back regularly. Sometimes for the band, sometimes to see her friends or her parents or whatever. So, um, in fact, I used to when we first moved here and I was still working on the railway, I was working part time. So part of the time, I'd be staying with her parents,
Hmm.
like 1 week on, 1 week off. So yeah,
Mm.
spent quite a lot of time. Spend quite a lot of time still going down there.
So, how did you meet Sarah? Because I don't know if she looks a lot younger than you. So I'm
Mm.
like, did you see her? Did she meet you at a gig or
I've
something?
just had a hard life.
You
That's all.
said, oh,
No,
oh, she's actually a lot older than you.
no, what it is?
You've done well. I'm saying well done. I'm not complaining.
Oh, thanks, mate. No, she's well, I'd known Sarah before because like there's the alternative sort of scene in Western. We all sort of knew each other, vaguely at least.
Mm.
You'd know who people were, kind of thing. But I was I'd splitting up with my ex.
Okay.
That was like she was in My Silent Wake, and we were sort of splitting up, and I needed a lodger actually at the time. So I put out a little ad for it. Originally, that was what Sarah was going to be my lodger originally, but it sort of things changed a bit, So we just got on so well. We just went from there, really. Just get on like a house on fire, really. So
Yeah, you've been together quite a while, haven't you? Like
yeah, I mean, wouldn't know there was the age gap because I think we must meet somewhere in the middle somehow. Uh, I mean, yeah, it's amazing. I mean, we love the same music. I
yeah,
think
yeah.
that's the big thing, and we love the same comedy. So I think those two things are very much, if we watch some, a comedy, we'll always laugh at the same time. It's things like
Yeah.
that. The same sort of thing appeals to us. So I think that's a much more important than being the same age or something like that.
No, I know. I was joking. Don't get me wrong.
Oh
Like,
no,
yeah.
no, no. I know, but some people get hung up about those kind of things, don't they?
That's old school. Like, who cares about
It's
that?
old
Like,
school. Yeah,
yeah,
it is
like
old school.
my partner's a lot younger than me, and
Yeah,
it's the same as what you're saying. Like, we like the same things,
yeah.
and we don't always laugh at the same thing. I'm kind of jealous that you have that with your
Oh,
wife.
sorry.
No, it's fine. But it's age is nothing. If you've got the connection, who cares? You know,
Exactly. Exactly. That is the important thing.
it is. My God, it is. Okay, I keep going about your personal stuff. Let's get on to the music now.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay, so we've discussed a little bit about Guillotine Dream.
Yeah.
Oh, before I go on to the others, are you planning to? I know with My Silent Wait, this is your last year of touring, is it? You were saying.
Yes.
Um, is that going to be the same with all your music, like with Guillotine Dream, or is it like
No.
what?
It's so with My Son Away, we've got two gigs left.
Hmm.
We did one in the Netherlands. We were meant to do two, but one got cancelled.
Okay.
So we did one in the Netherlands, which was last month. We got one in London next week, and then we've got one in Plymouth at the end of August, which will be our final gig. A lot of it is the biggest reason is that we can't organise anything because our lives are so, we live in such different places. We've got busy lives, and it's just impossible to organise things nowadays. So it's just got to that stage. It's like, say, if someone said to us, I mean, the amount of gigs we've turned down is far more than we've ever played. And
Okay.
it gets a bit depressing in a way. So
Yeah, yeah.
better to say, right, we'll knock it on the head. And that's done.
But is it truly the end though? Like maybe down the future, if it's possible, would you still do another show?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I never like to say anything definite, but I just think, I don't know. It is hard to say, but the way we feel at the moment, I think it is. I'm not saying we wouldn't record anymore, but then again, it seems like it's like pulling teeth trying to get people to buy records anymore. So if we're not doing gigs and we can't sell any albums, then that sort of effectively brings it to a grinding halt, doesn't it?
That's
So
true. Yeah.
yeah, and there's nothing we can do about it really, unless we're not the kind of people that are going to be trying to big ourselves up, sell things to people constantly. We're just not like that. We just can't be dealing with it. I'm not. You know, I might have a YouTube channel, but I'm not a big social media person at all. You know.
I'm guessing the YouTube thing's just for fun though, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. It
Like
is.
you're not looking at it to make money. I don't know if you are making money, but I mean it's just for fun, right?
It is for fun, and the amount of money you make from a YouTube channel that's got like 3,000 subscribers, absolute peanuts. So you can't, if you were doing it for money, you'd be very disappointed. Yeah, yeah. No, it's not for money. It is totally just for fun. It's just to show people what's happening, really,
Yeah.
because people are interested. So
So if people back to them, if people aren't buying records, they're not buying or anything. How like I'm guessing people are still buying your records at some point. Like
not many. I mean, people are streaming generally now, and bands get hardly anything from Spotify. So if you're not gigging, you, it's harder to sell merchandise. So, like for instance, if you're not going out to somewhere like the Netherlands, you're not going to be able to sell much in the way of t-shirts or anything.
okay.
Just selling them online. Not a band like us. You hardly sell anything. Some months you won't sell anything. So I think a lot of people just don't realise what it is, the reality of it all. You see, and I think as you get older, you kind of think, well, you get more realistic. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
When you're younger, you're like, maybe you've got a bit more fight in you, and you want to sort of prove yourself and prove that your band's got something special or something. But I think as you get older, you kind of like, no, we've done what we can, and we've done things that we're proud of, and that's the best we can do, really.
Yeah, it's true.
If you haven't got a big label behind you that can afford to, push you and push you, it's down to you if you want to, spend loads of money, because a lot of the time it comes down to money. Um, and if you haven't got the money to spend or the time to spend, keep pushing it, then you know, unless you're really fashionable, maybe you'd be all right then. You've got like a real following. If you were if there was a real buzz around your band, you'd be all right. But I think if you haven't got all that, you sort of you're wading around in the sludge, really, trying to get somewhere, and it's not the best. It's not the best position to be in. You know.
When I first discovered My Silent Wake, it was in a Terrorizer magazine,
Yeah.
and I remember it was your first album had just come out, Shadow of Sorrow. Yeah, that one. Yeah, and it was a small little bit on there, and it said the UK's newest answer to My Dying Bride or something. Even though My Dying Bride are from UK, they quoted you. You were like as good as, and that's what made me buy the album. And to be fair, yeah, it was that I still to this day think that album is flawless, and Hunting Season is still probably one of the best songs I've ever heard. And I was so happy when you played it live. But it's like, do you think that's kind of tapered off now? Like, because all that hype about you, and as the years, I mean, we're talking that was a long time ago. Like,
I don't think there was ever a lot of hype about us, to be honest. But
well, they spoke highly of you, and they were right about the music. It was worth listening to.
Yeah, I mean, we've had some brilliant things said in magazines about us and that. I'm not saying we haven't, but there wasn't ever like a big sort of like hype about the band or anything like that. You know, we've always been like under the underground, really. I think, and I'm not saying all this to be negative. I just feel like that maybe people just don't realise, you know. Maybe just sometimes it's good to get it out there and to be honest with people about the way it really is. And I think that's something we've always done with My Silent Wake. We've always been like brutally honest sometimes about things.
Well, I remember reading that for a long time, a lot of people thought My Silent Wake was some Christian metal band, and I remember. Right. And I read an interview where you're like, look, we're not Christian. We've got nothing against Christianity or anything like that. But that, and maybe sometimes it's in the music, but that's not what we're aiming to do. And I don't actually know where it came from. Do you know why people refer to you as that?
Do. Yeah, I totally know where it came from. I was like very much a Christian, and I had a Christian band called Seventh Angel.
Yeah, Seventh Angel, yeah.
Yeah, and then I had a doom band called Ashen, Mortality, which we would never have like passed ourselves as a Christian band, but we were Christians. Okay. Well, most of us in the band. And then when My Silent Wake started, it was definitely not a thing where we wanted the band to be made up of Christians. It just didn't matter, you know. It wasn't an issue at all. But it wasn't like a problem if you were, you know. And I think when I first started My Silent Wake, I certainly I would still have called myself a Christian at that time. And you could probably pick that up with some of the early lyrics. But having said that, it would be completely incorrect to say that we were a Christian band at that point, because we weren't sort of trying to influence anyone. We weren't trying to preach to anyone. It was just, you know, some of us had personal faith that we weren't trying to push on people. As time went on, I became agnostic, which is what I am now. And I think for most of the life of My Silent Wake, I have been. Just at the very start, I would have still classed myself as a Christian.
What made you kind of become agnostic then? Did something significant happen in your life to make you think, actually, this isn't for me, or what?
Yeah, I think there was a turning point where I because I've been brought up with it. My parents were both Christians, and I used to go to church and everything. And then I sort of got introduced to more extreme sort of Christianity in a way.
Mm-hmm.
I think at some point in my life, I decided to. Well, I don't think I decided, but I think I started to really think for myself a lot more, and question everything, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And I just had this really simple realization that everyone that's ever lived and has ever written anything down, shall we say, as is all that everyone's the same. They've all been born as a baby. They've all lived their life and has died. And so I just felt like, how can we trust anyone, over anyone else? How can we kind of trust their sort of religious ideas over anyone else's? I don't know. I'm not explaining it very well, but
No, you are explaining it well. No, you are.
I
You're
don't see
trying not
what.
to put someone above people. You're like on one level, not like.
Yeah, I mean, why is to one person it'll be madness, another person it'll be divine revelation?
Yeah, yeah.
How can you tell which is which? There's no proof anywhere. It's just faith, isn't it? So how can you tell whether what they're saying is a load of bollocks or divine revelation? We don't know for definite if there's even a God, do we? So
No, we don't.
so in the end, I think I just felt like you've either got to find it for yourself, or you don't find it, and you just stop asking questions, and you just be happy not knowing. And I think I was at that point where I was just happy not knowing and not feeling the weight of having to have answers for things.
Have you been happier since? Like, as it worked out the way it should, like being agnostic? Like, is it kind of? Have you
I think
found?
I have in some ways. Obviously, when you've got religious faith, you do have uh, that kind of hope that maybe nothing else can kind of give in a way. But you still get doubts. There's times where you think, is it a load of bollocks? There's times when it doesn't comfort you because you're like, well, why didn't I get help in that situation? It sometimes raises more questions. I don't know. I think maybe generally I'm happier as I've got older anyway, because I just don't feel so, worried about things. Maybe I don't know. Don't know really. It's hard to say. Happiness is difficult, isn't it? It's difficult to say.
Have you always been like? Because the first time I spoke to you, you were so calm and like respectful to me. You don't know who the hell I am, but you're so lovely to me. You're being lovely to me now. Have you always been this type of person? Like a very calm, laid back. Yeah, I'll talk to anyone. I'll chat to you about anything. Like, because you could have told me you didn't want to talk to me a lot of what I've asked you already in this interview, but you're very open. Have you always been this way or?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I've never been a person to like shun anyone. I mean, I think that comes from my parents and the way they were, because they were both very much that way. You see, um, um, it's not to say I accept or forgive anyone for anything. That's definitely not the case. And I think I've had to sort of distance myself from some people. But if no one's given me a reason to do that, then no, I'll take them on face value and accept them and get on with them. I don't see why not.
You say that, but I think it's a gift that a lot of people don't have in this day and age. I sound pessimistic, but maybe it's just the area I live in. But it's
Yeah,
like, but it's just quite refreshing. Like it's nice.
Oh,
But
thanks. That's nice to hear.
um, okay, I keep tangenting off onto other things. I apologise. Um,
No, fine.
what was okay? That was it. We were talking about. We're getting onto the My Silent Wake, and so 20 years. So this is the anniversary is it's now, right? You're in the 20 years now, right?
Yes, that's right.
So 20 years, you're kind of calling it a day for now on the touring. And
Yeah.
but you said you're still going to maybe make music, like record music, if it's possible.
Yeah, I mean, if it's possible, we will. Um, but obviously, it have to be practical to do. We'd have to have the money available. Um, so we'd have to be able to get enough money in to be able to record, obviously, and to put something out if we were doing it ourselves, or to get a label to do it. Um, but yeah, I mean, we're putting out a compilation actually this year, and it's funny you mentioned hunting season because we've done a new version of that which we recorded earlier this year. So
So how is the new version? Like, what we're talking, a new arrangement or just a new recording of it? Because didn't you do another version, Hunting Season 2, like an ambient
yeah, we
sort of
did,
thing?
but that was more ambient. But this is the original version, but with it's re-recorded completely, but it's got Simon's keys on there. It's got some of Simon's vocals on there. Um, it's got what else? There's quite a few little differences, but it's the same song, but just with a few like tweaks and little extras, basically.
Is it still got that hypnotic sort of ending? Because I always find the end of that, like you go through like the peaceful bit, and then you start shouting again,
Yeah,
and then there's this kind of guitar bit, which kind of it's like it just sort of repeats, but there's subtle differences going on, and on. It's like, does that still happen? And it kind of as it goes on, as it goes there, as
yeah,
it goes
it
on.
does, but there are vocals over the end part now, so
Okay,
yeah, so it is different, but it's yeah, it's quite similar. Uh,
so it's a compilation. You say you're releasing a new compilation soon.
yeah, so it's got that. It's got a song which is a tribute to Mike from The Drowning, and then it's got a little instrumental I did, and then so it starts with the newest tracks, and then it goes over two discs right the way down to our first ever recording. So it's like a reverse chronology.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah, so that's coming out on Ardua Music.
Oh, okay, nice. So when is that coming out?
Uh, Probably within the next month, I reckon. Probably a month or two.
Have you had a compilation before? Am I correct in
Yeah,
thinking that? Yeah.
we had a 10-year compilation,
Hmm.
which was 10 years ago. So, yeah, this is a 20-year compilation.
Hang on, what was the 10-year compilation called again? I could be getting.
An Unbroken Threnody, it was called.
Yeah, because didn't you release a shirt with that?
Yes,
Yeah, because
yeah,
I swear I've got the shirt with the yellow logo on it.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
the person who did the design for that, Matt, he's now our next door neighbour.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
How's that come about?
it's just mad. He only moved down about 2 and a bit months ago, I think it was. But yeah, we were just we were with him at a friend's house up in near Chesterfield, actually, and it just we got chatting about stuff, and then he decided he was in Nottingham, and yeah, he decided he was thinking of moving somewhere else, and this house came up for rent, and he ended up down here. So yeah,
So you got
he's still doing design work. That's his full time job, you know.
what I like for just designing anything or like
Well,
or what?
it's music. It's all music, you
Oh,
know.
music.
Yeah, mainly metal or yeah.
So you moved to Wales. Costas moved to Wales. This guy, he says Mike's moved to Wales, and it's like, is
Matt,
that
Matt Vicker stuff,
sorry?
yeah. Matt Vicker stuff. This
Matt
the
Vickers.
artist.
Ah,
Yeah.
so everyone else going to start moving to Wales soon, or what?
Well, all the nice people can move to Wales.
All the nice people.
All the chill people can move to Wales. The rest,
Best to stay away. Like you go cause from somewhere else.
yeah.
Okay, I got his name wrong, but I'll go to what I was going to say because I accidentally called him Mike, and I wanted to talk about Mike.
Yeah.
So that came out of nowhere, didn't it? His passing.
Yeah, Mike Hitchin. Yeah, I mean he he had a house fire last year. It was just over 6 months ago, and yeah, he was asleep at the time, and it was the fumes, and they rescued him, but he died like a few days later. Yeah, it was ridiculously sad. It was so unfortunate. Terrible.
You were quite close with him because he was like he played shows with you, didn't he? Like he was always your
Yeah,
guitarist, wasn't he?
he played in the band for so long. We had another guitarist after a while because Mike was really busy with the drowning after a certain amount of time. And, so we had another guitarist in Dave, but Dave sort of left a few years back, and then I'm the only guitarist in the band now.
Okay.
But we were going to get Mike involved again. He was going to play at Plymouth actually, but yeah, obviously that wasn't to be. But yeah, he did. He started playing in the band probably 2007, I reckon. In our band, my son
Yeah.
Wade, the Drowning, started. I think they started before my son Wade actually. Yeah, so they've been going quite a while. But the band's still continuing. But Mike was kind of one of the founders and sort of a real sort of driving force, really, behind the band. Yeah, very sad, brilliant bloke. He was a real great mate, you know. And funny, really funny. So, great laugh every time I saw him.
Where did you meet Mike? How did you come across him?
When we did a gig, so it was the Drowning in My Silent Wake, a little pub in Burnham-on-Sea. Yeah, and that's how we met.
You just sort of hit it off straight away.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, straight away. Yeah.
Have you got any funny stories about him?
About Mike.
Ones you can tell?
Well, yeah, I'm just thinking about that actually. Oh man, I've had so many funny times with Mike. I don't know if he reminded me saying this. I don't think he would actually, but oh man, the funniest. I mean, the thing that cracked me up the most, in fact, probably the funniest thing I've ever seen was Mike doing an impression of Rod Stewart. If you think I'm sexy, stood on a table with a sausage hanging out of his fly.
Oh my god! Okay.
He was very drunk at the time. Very, very drunk at the time. It was honestly, it was the funniest thing I've ever seen. But he was like that. He'd just crack you up. You've only got to look. You only had to look at his face. He had that glint in his eyes. You know, he just he was so funny, unbelievable bloke.
Is there in the compilation that's getting released? Is there going to be like any like thing about him in there? Like,
oh, totally. I mean, there's quite a lot about him. I mean, there's this song which is a tribute to him, and then there's quite a lot. He gets a lot of mentions. Yeah.
so the song that you've written for him, like, I'm taking you wrote the lyrics, or is it music, or just what is it?
Yeah, I wrote the lyrics and the music for it. Yeah.
Was it intentionally just for this compilation, or was it going to be on something else?
Just for this. Yeah.
Just for this. Okay. I don't want to make you sad, so we'll go on to a different subject.
No, I think about him a lot still. Obviously, you don't make me sad by thinking about that. It's on my mind a lot anyway.
It's still raw though. It's not that long ago it happened, so
Yeah,
it's
no,
going to still be there, isn't it? And yeah, because
yeah,
when I spoke to Costas the other day, he randomly brought him up,
yeah.
and so I think he said he was doing something with the Drowning Soon or the guys from Drowning Soon.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they're doing a gig in Bridgewater, I think it is. Excuse me, I just got drunk.
That's okay.
Yeah, they're doing a gig in Bridgewater, so hoping to get to it actually.
Is Bridgewater far from where you are?
About an hour, I
Oh,
reckon.
it's not terrible then.
But yeah, I mean, it's weird for them doing gigs without Mike, obviously. But
Yeah, how are they dealing with it?
oh, well, it's been tough. I mean, yeah, it's been tough. They've known him so long, and they've been, really close friends.
Hmm.
So it's not just like bandmates that rehearse and you kind of know vaguely. We're talking like seriously close friendships, best mate kind of friendships. So that's what makes it all the more sad. It's not,
Well,
it's just unbelievable, really.
well, it's the same as losing a family member, isn't it? Like
Oh,
because they're
totally.
that close to you. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's just sad. Yeah.
How old was he? He wasn't that old, was he? He was still quite.
No, 52, I believe.
Oh, so yeah, God.
Yeah.
So was it just him in the house then, or?
Yeah, because Mike lived alone, but he had four cats.
Oh, well, the cat's okay.
Two survived, and two didn't.
Oh, bless. Okay. For those of the people they didn't see that me and Ian were before we started recording, there was a cat on Ian's lap.
Mm.
He's mentioning cats. I'll try and make this a bit happier now. Is the cat still around?
He's gone. I don't know where he's gone.
He's abandoned you.
Yeah, I do with him now. It'd be quite nice.
He was literally sitting on his lap, and like when the video started, he was stroking away, and it's like it's not my cat. I was like, oh. Do you have animals or not?
No, I am kind of allergic. Well, I am allergic to a lot of animals, so
Oh, okay.
I get hay fever as well, and I am sat out here in the evening getting a bit bummed up here. But you've probably noticed me get progressively more, um, yeah, bunged up. But yeah, I do like them, especially cats. I grew up with cats, and Sarah loves dogs. So, and I like dogs as well, but I'm more used to cats, I think. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe we will one day.
Do you agree with the theory that animals are therapeutic?
Oh, totally,
Yeah, same here. I agree as well.
totally. Yeah, I think stroking an animal is very calming.
They say that, don't they? It is. You kind of get lost in what you're doing, and it is calming.
Totally. Yeah. Well, it's like they say that if you've got a partner that you live a bit longer, don't you? Because I suppose you've got someone to share your stress and you know, sort of obviously if you've got a physical like just holding onto someone, if you can like hug someone or whatever, that takes away a lot of your sort of stress, doesn't it?
It's
You sort of,
amazing what a hug can do.
yeah, exactly. So if you never have that, you must be a lot more sort of stressed generally, I think. So I think it's similar with animals that you've got that. It's physical contact, isn't it?
It is. It is.
I think that, we're meant to have that, really. And I think if you don't have any of that, it's probably not really healthy in a way.
not or similar subject, but not the same. Like speaking of physical contact, um, I've all I've always been very strange with physical contact, and
Yeah.
there's a thing in my history. I'll tell you this. I know it's a show about you, but I'll tell you this because I'm hoping you'll find it
Oh,
funny. Um,
mhm.
I okay. I'm at the airport at 6 in the morning. This was
Yeah.
2012, and waiting to go to America. All of a sudden, he's still alive. Lemmy comes walking through,
Oh,
Motorhead Lemmy, and he walks into Marks and Spencers, and he goes in, buys himself a magazine or something. And my partner with me at the time was like, "That's Lemmy. That's Lemmy." I was like, "It's not Lemmy. It's Lemmy." Okay, so she's like, "We have to go say hello." It's 6 in the morning. He clearly doesn't want to say hello to anyone, but we walk over to him, and he's the nicest possible man ever. Like
that's what
really, sorry.
everyone says that, don't they?
He really lovely, but he went to shake my hand,
Yeah.
and I refused to shake his hand. And he looked at me as if he's like, "All right, do you want me to punch you or something? Like, do you know who I am?" And I like at the time I wouldn't shake anyone's hand. I wouldn't hug anyone unless it was my son or my partner. Was nothing. I was very weird. And my partner at the time said, "Do you realize what you've just done? Like you've disrespect." I didn't mean to disrespect him or anything like that, but I
Yeah.
was very odd. I was like, I don't want to shake his hand. I don't know where his hand's been. And she's like, "What are you doing?" And she's like, "Can you take this photo of us?" And I took a photo, which is the worst photo of her and him ever, because it's one of those annoying ones taken on an old BlackBerry phone that
Oh, yeah.
the eyes are just wrong. But everyone I tell that story look at me like, "You're an idiot. You didn't shake his hand." And he was so nice, but then I think he walked away thinking, "What a prick." Not it's like then he I just yeah, just that's me embarrassing myself. I'll tell you my stupid story.
Do you watch Curb Your Enthusiasm at all?
Yeah, with Larry David.
That just reminds me of a bit on that where he refuses to shake someone's hand because they've got a cold.
Yeah. You're a Curb Your Enthusiasm fan as well.
Oh, totally.
Right, so we got
Yeah,
The Prisoner, Curb Your Enthusiasm. All right then.
yeah,
Did you
absolutely.
like did you like Larry David's work on Seinfeld before?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but to be honest, I got more into that from Curb Your Enthusiasm really because
they did the arc, didn't they, where they brought it back. They were talking about
yeah,
doing yeah.
yeah. But yeah, I thought yeah, Curb Your Enthusiasm really, really fun, really fun.
I didn't realize it went on for so long because I stopped watching it, I think season 7, thinking, "Oh, that's it done." And then
Yeah,
when I last saw it, there's a lot more seasons to it.
yeah,
Oh, but that he it's just that man is so funny. Larry David is just insane.
yeah. Brilliant.
N- Nothing is off limits with him either.
No,
So, oh yeah. Pick another. Tell me another show you like.
Peep Show.
Okay, you'd get on well with my partner then. She loves Peep Show.
Yeah, loves Peep Show. Um, all this sort of usual comedies, really. I think, like the old ones, like Faulty Towers and all that. I like and Red Dwarf.
Red Dwarf's classic.
Yeah. What else? Young Ones.
Did you like Bottom after that then?
Yeah, and I used to love the goodies when I was
Oh,
little, and I do still have a bit of a soft spot for that. I think that's one thing Sarah. I can't get Sarah into that. It's a bit too too late for her, I think. But yeah, I like Monty Python, obviously. Yeah, I mean like IT Crowd's good, Black Books. Um, so many Alan Partridge. I know.
yeah, guys. Yeah, guys, brilliant.
Yeah, I don't know, so many. I mean,
Did you ever watch? It was a bit more controversial, but Brass Eye.
yeah, loved it. Yeah, loved
Yeah,
Brett Five. Yeah, Chris Morris's stuff's brilliant.
wasn't it? Didn't he do the day today or not the day? Not
Yeah,
today, not the news today or something. Whatever it's called. Not the
the
9 o'clock
day,
news. Oh,
the
day
day
today.
today. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, brilliant. Yeah, I love him. It's brilliant. I like Stuart Lee a lot.
I don't know Stuart Lee. That's one I don't know.
Check him out. check him out. He's stand-up.
Okay.
Really funny. Yeah, really fun.
So is comedy kind of your main thing you go to?
I love comedy, but I love films,
Mm-hmm.
especially like, maybe thrillers, sci-fi, uh, off-kilter stuff, really. A little bit of horror. I like
What's
horror.
off?
It's got some thought behind it,
Did you say you like horror that's got some thought behind it?
Yeah.
Sorry, it broke up a bit. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Does any of that come into the music you make?
Yeah.
Like what the horror stuff, not the comedy stuff, or the comedies, or what? What comes in?
Because everything comes into it in a way. Because it all influences you, doesn't it? Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I probably, with the books you read and everything, I think it all sort of comes into your influences.
So with
Obviously,
sorry, carry on.
yeah, obviously music as well. That's the main sort of influence, isn't it, for any band, really?
When you started, did you want to did you have an idea of wanting to sound like someone?
Um, yeah, I suppose, I don't know really. I think when you're younger, you're a bit more like that, aren't you? And then as you get older, you want to be a bit more individual, I think. And I'm certainly more keen on, forging my own path than I used to be. I used to like getting compared to bands that I liked, but nowadays I get a bit sick of it. I'm like, I don't want to be, always compared to My Dying Bride or whatever, because I don't think we sound like them, as much as I love them. I do, but I just think, there comes a point where you want to, sort of
You want
have
to
your own.
sound like you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think when I when we spoke before, I made the comment that the guitar tone on Anatomy of Melancholy,
Yeah.
the guitar tone sounded like Paradise Lost.
Yeah.
And I remember at the time, like you were fine. You were like, oh, okay. And I think the dying things. I'm trying to remember the names of these titles because I don't want to look at them. I'm trying to remember them in my head.
Yeah.
Um, and I was like, yeah, that's the guitar tone. I just remember it reminding me of the Paradise Lost guitar tone.
Yeah.
And I love that double album. Um,
Right. Yeah.
sorry.
Oh, great. Thanks.
It's brilliant. Like I remember before I even got in contact with you, I could never find it anywhere. And then it was like, oh, I'll just check my Bandcamp. And it was all on there. I was like, I'll just get all of them then.
Brilliant.
Um,
Yeah, I think why it sounds a bit like that is because I was using wah on that track.
yeah,
And yeah, I think Gregor McIntosh uses wah sometimes, doesn't he?
that's true. Yeah.
I think that's probably what that was.
I don't think you were trying to like emulate anyone, if I'm honest.
No,
Like even with the early record of Sounds Like My Dying Bride. No, there's bits similarities, but that's just because of the genre, not because of the they're just trying to copy them. You're not. And there's also diverse things on there. Like you go from very heavy to very slow heavy to
yeah, and I mean, my Silent Wake's always because I love 70s rock, like classic rock. Like Zeppelin's one of my favourite bands, probably my favourite band. And that's always influenced anything I've written. I think I couldn't say that about like My Dying Bride. There's not really a 70s sort of sound to them. But I think a lot of our stuff's definitely the riffs, you can definitely tell there's a 70s kind of influence there. To me. And
no, I would say because your guitar work can be quite complex sometimes.
yeah.
So yeah, no, I would agree with that as well. I've also noticed as the years have gone on, you've kind of incorporated more sort of folky sort of elements in it all. Maybe it was always there. Not
Yeah.
is folk the wrong word? No, it's the word.
No, not at all.
But I've noticed it's kind of its place has been added in more over the years as it was in the beginning, and even your solo stuff, and like when you other stuff, it's like okay, I get what's going on. And I remember, is it Sturm and Storm, the two
Yeah.
songs? The main riff of that is like dun, 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 dun. I was like okay, and then when you hear it on acoustic, you're like oh okay, it's got this weird medieval vibe,
Yeah, yeah.
and so you kind of I suppose because that was an earlier track. So yeah, it's always been there, really. But is
Yeah.
that something you've always been a fan of, and you wanted to put that in as well?
Yeah. Even from Seventh Angel days, there was that influence then, even then. So I've always loved folk music, you see, and I've always loved medieval music. So that's definitely in anything I've written. I think there's been a bit of that coming into it.
Did you have to go away and learn these instruments, like special instruments or something?
No, I haven't really learnt. I mean, the only instrument I play really is guitar, but everything else I just dabble with. Really, like I will like mess around with instruments, but I've never really sort of formally learned them properly. Even guitar, really, I self-taught, so it's really just my own way of doing it, really.
Yeah.
Uh, so I'm a bit like that. I'm a bit stubborn in that way. I like, tend to do things my own way. Uh, but yeah, I think I do like. See, I quite like the idea of experimenting with music, and not always being like a virtuoso with an instrument, but just seeing what comes out really and seeing what noises you can make. Quite like that about some of the old sort of industrial bands and things like that. They sort of experimented quite a lot with music and like the early sort of 70s German bands, like the krautrock bands. I like
Oh
the
yeah,
things
yeah.
they did, you know.
So not that they sound anything like your solo stuff, but like you're talking about experimental and just doing bits and pieces. Is that how you came about with that? Like you just sat one
Yeah,
day and thought, let's see what sounds good, and like
yeah, totally. I mean, yeah, on the solo albums, I didn't play that much guitar really in a lot of ways. So I think a lot of it was just trying to find new things really, doing something a bit different, finding other ways to make sounds. So yeah, I found that really fun to do, to be honest. And just recording here on my own and not having any rules to it. It's quite nice. I didn't have to learn anything; just play it. I'd never have to play it again. So there's no, it was quite nice. So much of it was improvised on the spot.
it's called like one record's called one, the other one's called two. Is there going to be a three?
No,
There's not. Okay.
no, because I got the sales figures from Opaloka the other day, and I think he sold 10 copies of two.
10?
Yeah,
Did you have some copies you could sell though? Did you just have some you gave
yeah.
away to
I
people?
didn't really sell. Some mates had some, but I didn't really sell it. I might have sold a couple, but uh, yeah. So it didn't get distributed or anything like that. But yeah, so you kind of get a little bit demoralized by this sort of stuff. Try not to, but it's like, oh,
No, I understand. I can get that. You put all this effort in and you're like, oh,
yeah.
okay.
But I mean, I've had good feedback. I've had good reviews. I've had good feedback from people who've listened. But it's getting people to listen in the first place just seems very difficult.
Was there any other promotion other than the promotion you were doing, though? Was the label promoting it?
Yeah, I think there was promotion. I think, yeah, there was promotion, but I know that they had issues with people trying to get people to actually listen to stuff again. Very difficult. There's so much stuff out there, isn't there?
It's endless. Yeah, it really is endless. And like at the moment, like the more it's funny because bands that used to be kind of under the radar are now this massive bands that are selling out the O2. And it's like, well, how have you got from there and there in 3 years? Like who the hell stuck a rocket up your ass? Like, how did that work?
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? And then you see other bands that are still very small and they've done loads of gigs, and you think, well, I don't understand how it all works really.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't get it.
and I'm too old to find out, and I don't have the drive anymore to figure it all out, you know. So I'm like, yeah, this is kind of why I'm winding things down. Really, it's like, yeah.
Well, maybe there's two. Like, think of two. I don't know if you know the bands, but like two of the biggest bands at the moment is Ghost and Sleep
Yeah,
Token. Both of them wear masks.
yeah,
Maybe that's the thing. Both of them got like some backstory. Like you've got your Guillotine Dream backstory. They've got a random backstories to them, which is all bollocks, but it's still a backstory. And so, like, oh, okay. Ghost, to be fair, all right, they've always been similar to how they sound. Sleep Token have changed their sound drastically, and they've become very mainstream. I hate that term, but it's true
yeah,
because they used to be a band I loved, and then all of a sudden I was like, "What are they doing on BBC Radio One?" And for some reason that made me not like them. But it's like, but yeah, like they're now selling out everywhere, and so the secret is to wear a mask and have a fake backstory. So with Guillotine Dream, like you've got you face paint, you have your backstory. You never know. You'll be doing the O2 in 2 years.
yeah. That hasn't worked so far.
Well, well, you need to start speaking in mystery or something. Like when people try and talk to you, like, I actually, is it true you've got a stage name with your character in Guillotine Dream, or am I
Yeah,
wrong? What's
no,
the
that's
stage?
right. Arc.
Arc. So can't you channel into this Arc person, and he could be like this mysterious character and give nothing away?
It was like that at first. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it was like that at first. We didn't sort of say who we were or anything. We were very like, oh no, we're not going to say who we are or anything like that. Maybe in the hope that people thought we were very famous, but we weren't. Yeah, we weren't letting on. Maybe that's yeah.
I for the record, I own a Guillotine Dream T-shirt. I've got one
Oh,
upstairs.
good. Thank
Look,
you.
no, you don't have to thank me. I still have your discography. I'm still very proud of it. So
Oh,
yeah. Well, the My
cheers.
Silent Wake one. I don't have any Seventh Angel or anything. So I've got the Ashen Mortality one though. Got that
Wow.
record. Um,
Wow.
you're saying, wow, you sent them all to me. I bought them from you. So
I can't remember what I was doing last week, let alone.
no, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
It's funny because some of the questions I was going to ask, you've sort of literally answered. Like, because I've got one here about is it hard promoting yourself, and you've already spoke about this and the trials and tribulations of that. Um,
Yeah.
so, okay, so your latest is last year. Lost in Memories came out.
Yeah.
Lost. So that everywhere I've read, people fucking pardon my language, but they flipping love that album. Um,
Yeah.
what do you think it's with that album hit then? Like I don't know, like really positive everywhere. I've not read anything negative.
That's good. Yeah, that's great. I mean, it was a bit different really for us because I think we did more with Si's vocals. Obviously, his clean vocals very distinctive. He'd
Mm.
put out his solo album, "Thy Listless Heart," which was very well received indeed. Um, and I did want him to do a bit more with us as far as his vocals go.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, obviously he said to me when we were putting the album together, what did I want sort of for sounds, keyboard sounds. And I'd been listening to quite a bit of Black Mountain at the time. I really liked. I'm trying to remember the album now. Is it Future or something? Future something. I really liked the keyboard sounds on that, the organ sort of sounds on that. And I said something like that would be good. And he got himself a Yamaha, one of those reface, only little things.
Yeah.
A reface YC one, and yeah, he got one of them and used that on the album, and it was great sound to it. I thought that was a bit different as well. Gave it a bit of a different feel.
So was it your idea or was it his idea to incorporate that?
Well, he sort of asked me what I thought would be good, and I'd sort of said, have a listen to that Black Mountain album, and it'd be good to have like organ sort of sounds. So it's sort of bit of both of us really contributing the ideas. But yeah, he came up with like the actual buying the actual organ.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. It's got like it sort of emulates that sort of rotating speaker sort of sound.
Yeah.
You can control that as well. The amount.
Oh, we can control it.
Yeah, it's good.
Wow.
Yeah, it's very, very nice instrument. Really good. So yeah, that was a bit different. I don't know what else. There's a lot of variety on the album. It's quite short, really. It was made. I put it together knowing it would be on vinyl, so I didn't want it to be too long or anything like that. So, I don't know.
Most of your stuff gets put on vinyl, doesn't it?
Yeah.
How do you come about that? Because isn't vinyl quite expensive to have produced?
Yeah, it's stupidly expensive. We haven't been able to do everything on vinyl, but if a label is willing to, then obviously we want it on vinyl if we can. And
So,
Ardua were willing to, so
sorry, say the name again.
Ardua,
Artua.
yeah, they were willing to.
Have you released from them before?
That was the first one they put out. Yeah, because what we did, we sent the album around various labels, and they really loved it. So that's why it came out on them.
Oh, okay. Were they the only ones that responded? Or like, did you get a few and you were like, no, I like this one?
There were a couple that were really interested, and we decided that we thought that because they were more specifically a Doom label, we wanted to go with them. We really liked David who runs it, so we thought, yeah, we'll go with them. So,
See, I don't know the label. Where are they based?
Spain.
Spain.
They've got some brilliant bands on there, mate. You should check out. There's one. They've got one called Todomal.
Todamal.
Yeah, check them out. They're so good.
Okay, I'll check them out.
Yeah, and Pantheist have put out some stuff on there as well. Pantheist, brilliant band, as you know. So.
Yeah.
Also, Counting Hours.
Yeah, I know Counting Hours. Yeah.
They're on Ardua as well.
And how have I not noticed the label? It's probably just me being silly, but yeah, I know Pantheist. I know Counting Hours as well. So who's in Counting Hours? It's another person. It's from another band. I'm trying to remember. It's someone I know because I remember them. It's coming up. Oh, this is our stuff. Oh, okay then.
Yeah.
So,
some good people, but he hasn't got like big distribution or anything like that. You see, so yeah, it's quite a small label, but he's really puts a lot of work into it. Really.
so is it just him, or is there like a team?
It's just him.
Oh wow, okay.
So, but yeah, but again, I mean, you're not talking many sales, obviously. Um,
Hopefully more than the one you said previously.
yeah, a bit more than that, but you're not talking loads. You really aren't. I mean, we only get things done in small batches anyway. Uh, so yeah,
Are you ever going to make another hoodie?
I doubt that. So,
How much would it cost for someone to ask you to make a hoodie? Asking for a friend.
get your own, mate.
Get your own.
Get a one-off done.
I've actually had it done before with another band. So
Yeah, that's it. You do that.
oh my god, yeah. I remember you had one a while ago, and it was there. And I was like, oh, I want that hoodie, and I was like, I'm too fat. I was like, damn it, can't get that hoodie. I've got like quite a few of your shirts, but haven't got like hoodies. I'm like, ah.
It would be nice. In fact, someone else has mentioned that actually. So I don't know. Maybe we should do that. But then, I mean, we got a load of T-shirts made, and we still got loads of them in my attic. It's fun.
What
So
sizes do you have?
I got loads, all sorts.
You got ones for fat people, right?
I'm not trying to sell you things, mate.
Oh, I'm still wanting to buy. So
I'm not trying to sell you anything. Yeah, I've got loads of sizes. I've got a few different designs. Got one from the last album,
oh yeah.
the logo one, stuff like
I'm trying to think. The last one I got was the There Was Death one. I think it's that shirt.
that. Oh yeah.
That's the last. Yeah.
We've got any of them.
Sorry, say that again. It cut out.
We've no more of them left.
Oh, it's fine. I can. I've got mine. I still wear that. Do you still sell stuff on Bandcamp?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I noticed there's stuff on there. Like, so with regards to like the label that sells your stuff, you get like they give you a few CDs, right, to sell yourself.
Yeah. That's right. That's how we work it. Yeah, so we get a few and we can sell them, and put the money back in the pot. Obviously, a lot of money goes out for recording, and then we try and eke that back to do the next one, and that's how it works. You see, or use a bit of that money for some merchandise, and it just rolls on like that. You see.
Do you still record your stuff with Greg?
Yeah.
So do you have to go to his studio to record it, or does he mix it?
No, well, we've done it different. I mean, this time we did everything there. We had a break in between recording and mixing to record a few things that we could home record.
Mm-hmm.
So we did them up in Chesterfield, near Chesterfield, with our friend Mark in his house.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, if you haven't got loads of money to spend on recording, that's one way of doing it, you see. So if you record like all the rhythm tracks and like the growl vocals and stuff like that, and then you can home record like leads, keys, and clean vocals, clean guitar, and then go back to the studio and mix the whole lot. Then,
Oh, okay.
That's how we did the last one.
And do you feel did it work well then in your mind? Like, did it all go? Yeah.
Yeah, very much. Yeah. And the album before that, Damnum Per Secularum, that was all home recorded.
What's with the name? What's with the name of the album? Like, why did you call it that?
It's to do with time. It's can't remember the exact translation. I'm trying to wind it up.
It's getting late. It's fine. You've got bugs all around you, taking all your knowledge away.
Yeah, but that was all home recorded.
Do you think that's the way going forward? Like recording stuff at home, then doing this, say, like take it in and then just get it mixed, or?
Yeah, it can be. It depends what you're doing, because with that album, it was all experimental stuff. So there were no like drums on it. There were like there was percussion, but no drum kit or anything with Damnum.
Hmm.
And then the one before that was Death, which was recorded in, some of it was recorded in Western Supermare at the studio there, 13 Sound. And the guitars were recorded, the rhythm guitars were recorded there, but clean.
Yeah.
And then reamped with Greg. And there was some home recorded stuff in between as well. So quite a complicated procedure, really.
Complicated, but it seemed to pay off. It all came together.
Yeah, definitely.
So, do you think you'll always work with Greg with regards to music? Because you've done so much stuff with the guy now, right?
Yeah, well, he's brilliant. I mean, he's a great mate, and he's so quick. Works so well. The results are great. He's just he's a star. He really is. Yeah. As long as I'm doing this, I'd like to be going there. It's a bit of a jaunt to get there from here.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's quite a mish.
Yeah, it's always worth it though. I mean, it's worth it because he's a great mate. So just hang out as well.
Yeah, exactly. You go to chill out with do work and then just hang out. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I'll ask. I realise it's getting late and there's bugs everywhere, and you said about hay fever, so I'll I'll ask. Well, two more. Hopefully, it'll stay as two more. I'll ask the same thing I asked Costas the other day, but with regards to you, do you think My Silent Wake would be the same if you weren't in the band? Would they continue?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah, because he said similar with Pantheist. So I was like, is Pantheist without Costas? He's like, no. So if something happened to you, like, would you want them to not? I'm not saying you're going to leave or anything like. It's just a hypothetical thing. Like, if they tried to replace you, you'd be like, it wouldn't be right, would it?
But no, I mean, it's not. Like if I died, you mean?
I don't want to be that morbid. Just say you had a massive argument with one of them, like for no reason, and then you were like, "No, never talking to you again." And then you're like, and then they're like, "Well, we're keeping the band," and then they got some. We'll just say they got Bob in to do whatever it is you did, and in your mind it wouldn't be the same, would it? Like it's not because you've been there from the inception, and I think there comes a point in a band where if you've been in there from the inception, 20 years later it's because My Silent Wake was your baby, right? Like,
No, I don't think anyone would want to really. To be fair, because I mean, everyone's got their other projects and that as well. I mean, Adam and Gareth both been amputated, and Sai's got Die Listless Heart as well. But Sai doesn't like playing live as well.
oh, okay.
Not keen on that. So I honestly don't think it would happen.
I don't want it to happen. It's just a random question. I thought I'd ask. Please don't get the wrong idea. I do not want anyone to leave anywhere. I'm just saying.
No, I don't think it would happen. No, I couldn't see it. I mean, no.
No.
I'm not saying that to be big-headed or anything.
No.
Too weird. It would just be too weird.
Okay, 20 years. You've done lots of music, more than just My Silent Way. In 20 years, you've done a hell of a lot of music. I'm not going to say what was your greatest achievement because you've done a lot. And that would probably be an impossible thing to answer. But like, what is it? So after 20, how can I word this correctly? Come on, Tom, word it correctly. I was going to say what legacy, but that sounds like you're ending it. That's not what I'm saying. How the hell have you lasted 20 years? We'll just leave it at that. How has it stayed so long? And how is
I honestly know, mate. I honestly don't know.
Are you proud? You should be proud.
Yeah, I am, and I think we've had to be pretty tenacious sometimes. It's fine. it's not always been easy. It really hasn't. And sometimes, although it's been 20 years, sometimes it's not been that active. I mean, when the band first started, it was ridiculously active as far as recording goes. Um, and then, obviously, I think with a lot of bands, it's like that. Really busy to start with, and then it sort of tails off.
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't know, really. I don't know quite how we kept it going. I really don't. Um,
So maybe 20 years, but it's not the end of the band, not by a long shot, right?
it's not the end of the band. We're not splitting up. No, we're not doing anything like that. We, and I mean, I've got a lot of things that we could explore in the archives of various things. Uh, but yeah, I mean, the only thing we've decided on is that we're just going to stop gigging, basically. That's the real decision.
Have you got a lot of random video footage of like the band?
There's a lot of stuff online, and I have got. I mean, I've got like rare bits and pieces, like especially like acoustic stuff and things like that. Trying to think what else I have got. I've got like some live recordings, definitely. I've got stuff that we put out, but on very limited numbers that aren't available anymore. So there's like, because like with this compilation that's coming out, it's like stuff from everything that we've released, plus some new stuff, plus a little bit of rare stuff and that kind of thing. But if I could always do another one that's like very rare kind of stuff, that'd be a possibility. But I don't know.
If I'm correct, there was another Bandcamp page which was in my
yeah.
mind it was the American version of my not the version, but an American My Silent Wake,
Yeah,
and they had
that was Randy. That was Randy from Stone Grooves.
that's right.
Yeah, the reason what it was, it was just getting a bit confusing as to because there were about 3 different My Silent Wake Bandcamp pages,
Mm-hmm.
so it's just a bit confusing, you see. So we had to sort of whittle it down to just our one, and that made more sense in the end to just have the one.
The reason I say that is because I swear on that version, Randy's one, there was also a rare recordings compilation.
You're absolutely right. There was, and it was just the download of it,
Uh-huh.
but that's not available anymore. You see, so I could do something with those tracks, uh, because I mean the CD was only 100 copies.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I mean there's options for things that we could do. Go through the archives.
Yeah, do it.
But I tell you what, putting this compilation together has been a labour of love.
Oh,
And
really?
it was crazy. Yeah. It's like there's so many decisions to make from 20 years of stuff. And then you just want to get all the facts right and say everything you wanted to say. It's just, it was a bit stressful, to be honest, in the end. But yeah, hopefully I've got it right. I don't know. You hope you get the track listing right, but then you're like, well, I don't know. Some people might not like this because I purposefully didn't put like all the tracks that were on the first compilation. None of them are on there. So
Yeah, but that's a good thing because hopefully the people will have the first compilation, or at
yeah, I'm
least.
hoping. Yeah. Well, I asked Randy Stone Grooves Records, who put out that first one. He's sending me some copies of the first compilation.
Oh,
So
he's still got copies then.
he's still got copies. So what I'm hoping is that they can be, sort of used together.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to just duplicate all those tracks. So it hasn't got stuff like Burning and Sturm and all that on there. It hasn't got all those on there. The more sort of well-known tracks. It's more sort of what people would say deeper cuts, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, a bit more obscure stuff on there.
So you say the newest compilation is gonna come out within the next month or so, you said, yeah?
Yeah, I can't remember what date we agreed on now, but it can't be too long because I've checked all the artwork over and everything. That's all been okayed. So
It's gonna be a physical CD or vinyl or just CD or what? Or digital?
Yeah, it's all proper CD. Ardua don't put out any like CDRs or anything like that, so it's all proper CDs. It'll be double digipack.
Nice.
With the booklet as well. So,
Are you ever going to make any more tapes?
But again, tapes, they just don't sell. I mean, I thought we only did a short run of about 50 copies, but we still got copies left, you know.
Oh, okay. So I remember when you did that, I was like, oh.
Yeah, we did. The last album, I've still got copies of that on tape.
Yeah, because there was a surge of tapes for a while. There's cassettes are back, and then
I think it's either it's gone away or no one wants our tapes. It's one or the other.
Yeah, no,
I can't know which it is.
The problem is tapes deteriorate quite bad. Like, I'm sure you must have a tape somewhere that's like 20 years old. You try playing it, like, what is this? What is this music again? You know, and maybe
I've had that. To be honest, I've not had any problems with tapes. More CDs than tapes.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, that clicking noise that you get on CDs sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty weird. But tapes, I'm pretty lucky with. I've got tapes that are probably 40 odd years old now.
And they still play fine.
Still play that.
Wow. Yeah. Maybe I'm just bad with tapes then.
A lot of it's how you store stuff like that, though, I think.
That's true. Yeah. That is true.
Depends how you store.
Okay, Mr. Arkley, is there anything else you'd like to say? Because I want to give you a break because it's coming up to 10 o'clock and it's getting late and I keep seeing bugs go everywhere on your screen and I feel bad for you.
My solar lights are coming on in the garden, which is where I am, as you probably realise.
I was hoping it was your garden and not someone else's.
I think it's my garden. Looks familiar, anyway. It looks familiar. That's the main. But yeah, I don't know what to say. Really, I haven't talked a lot about what music I've been listening to lately, but that could be pretty boring, really.
Why is that boring? Tell me what. I was just thinking of you. We don't have to cut it off. I was just thinking of you. Like, if you want to tell me the music you're listening to.
I don't know now. I'm trying to remember. No, I've been listening to, let me think. Oh, all sorts. King Gizzard.
King Gizzard?
King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard?
That I have no idea what that is, but that is an awesome band name.
Yeah, check them out, mate.
Okay.
Let me think. I've been listening to like some Draconian, some Toad Mars, I said.
Yeah.
Salute. They're down Bristol band.
No, but that's another band I'll check out.
Good band. What else have I been listening to lately? Everything that I keep putting, I've been putting quite a few on my Facebook profile, just various tracks for people to listen to. A bit of Tim Buckley, actually.
Did you ever like Jeff?
Yeah, I like them both.
Yeah.
No, your brain's gone. That's it.
Well, you still. This is still a list. It's fine.
do.
Are you wearing an I Hate God t-shirt?
No, I'm wearing a Hibernoid t-shirt. Another
Ah,
great band from the 90s. They were
Hibernoid.
Hibernoid. I'm wearing a Trouble hoodie. They're one of my favourite bands, Trouble.
Yeah, you've always commented about how you love Trouble. Yeah.
I love Trouble. I mean, yeah, they were a big influence on me. They were from from the from late 80s.
Are Trouble still? I mean, I don't really know of Trouble. Are they still around?
Yeah, but the singer, the old singer, died unfortunately.
Oh.
But he hadn't been the singer for Trouble for a while. He had his own band called The Skull.
Hmm.
Yeah, Eric. Uh, yeah, yeah, brilliant band. I mean, really underrated, I think, because people they they're not sort of mentioned in the same breath as like Candlemass quite often and bands like that, but they're just as good as bands like that.
Do people that know Candlemass, will they know Trouble?
A lot of people would, but there's lots of people that would have heard Candlemass that wouldn't have heard Trouble. I think that's probably it.
Yeah, because I think I fall into that category. I thought I know Candlemass, but I don't know of Trouble. My only association with Trouble is you, funny enough, because I know you've always liked them.
Yeah, right. Well, I'd say listen to what do I suggest first? Listen to the self-titled one from 1990, I think it was the Rick Rubin produced one. It was
Oh
a
yeah.
bit more commercial than their older stuff, but it's got so many banging songs on it. It's You'll love it. You'll love it.
Do you have any guilty pleasures that you listen to that people wouldn't expect
Uh,
you to like?
ooh, I don't know. I mean, I like some indie.
Like
Uh,
indie, okay.
yeah, I like some indie, and I like some new wave. Uh, like 80s new wave.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Um, but yeah, indie. I like bands like James. Um, the Verve. Uh, what are the bands? National. Um, I just love so much music. It's
No,
just
it's
it's
quite
fast,
refreshing.
fast.
So, would you say you
Uh,
still listen to as much music now as you always have done? Is there never been a lull?
no, because I tell you what, I always used to have music on all the time.
Hmm.
It was like constant. Whereas now, I quite like silence sometimes and just peace and quiet and just listening to the birds and things like that. Uh, uh, so I don't listen to it as much as I used to, but I do enjoy it as much. I think, especially when you hear something that brings back something.
What's your main way of listening to music?
Uh, Either CDs in the car or vinyl in the house, I would say.
Oh, proper ways of listening to music. Then, not music.
No, I hardly ever listen to music digitally. I'm very old school.
Nothing
I'm
wrong with
very
being
old.
old school.
I'm very old.
You're not. I was joking. You're not that old. Jesus.
I am old, mate.
You're not. Oh, God's
I was
sake.
born in the 60s, you know that.
No, I did not know that. You were born in the 60s.
69, but it's still the
Ah,
60s.
it's a good year. It's a good number. All right. We'll leave it at that.
I'm a yeah, child of the 60s.
Yeah, but the 60s was a good era. Nothing wrong. Although, you lived through the 70s, though. That was your growing up period.
Yeah, yeah. I
But
think
even
if I'd
the
have been born a bit earlier, it would have been better. But yeah.
no, the 70s was a good era. What's wrong with the
No, it
70s?
was. But the thing is, when you're only like 7 in 1977, you don't appreciate it. Whereas if I'd been born, say, 64, I'd have been, hang on, how old would I have been? 60, so I would have been like, what, 6? Uh, been maybe 13 or something during the punk era.
Yeah.
That would be better, wouldn't it? Than being 7 during the punk era.
Yeah, but how would your Christian mum and dad cope with that?
Well, yeah, I don't know, but I mean, I don't know, because I got into metal when I was about 12.
And they were fine with it.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh.
all it was, my dad didn't like the fact that I used to play it loud.
Oh, fair enough. Okay.
But they never, they didn't have a problem with what I was listening to. I mean, the first band I bought, the first single was Stand and Deliver by Adam and the Ants when it came out. And then I sort of got into metal. I got into Saxon then, and Maiden, and Judas Priest, and the usual. Motorhead, the usual.
How'd you go from Adam and the Ants to metal? It's such a vastly different. How did you like? Someone must have introduced you to it like back then, or was it just?
No, it was. I'd heard like Zeppelin, so I'd heard rock when I was young, and I used to listen to the charts, and I think through the charts, and like Top of the Pops and that, I really liked Adam and the Ants. I thought they were great, and then I suppose they had a bit of a punk kind of edge to them, and they were sort of new wave, weren't they? Really?
Yeah.
And then I heard Saxon on the radio, and the bands played on when that came out, when it was in the charts.
Yeah.
And I just loved it, without anyone influencing me in any way. It was just an immediate, I love this, And so that was one of the next records I bought.
So did you buy it, or did your family buy it for you?
I bought it with my pocket money. I think singles were about £1 then. I think
nice.
Singles went to Starbridge. To buy it from them.
It's funny you say pocket money, because I've not heard people talk about pocket money in so often, so long.
Yeah.
Even I had pocket money when I was a kid. Like, it doesn't happen now.
No, I suppose it wouldn't, would it? I'm just like, yeah.
I don't even think I gave my son pocket money, and he's 20 now. So when he was younger, like, did I? No, I didn't. So I'm a bad father. He didn't get any pocket money. Oh,
probably just transferred money via PayPal or something, didn't you?
Yeah, well, it's funny. I wish he was like my son. You try and give him something, he's like, I don't want anything. It's like, oh, you try so hard. He's very what's the word? He's not when he was a teenager, he wasn't a typical teenager. Like, I remember giving him 20 quid, and I was like, oh, this is for your travel to college. And he's like, okay, thanks. And then if something happened, he went, oh, don't worry, I didn't need to do the travel. Okay, no worries. Here's your 20 quid back. In my mind, when I was a kid, I'd be like, that 20 quid would have been mine. I would have used it to buy something. He's like, here you go, Dad. I'm like, all right, your mum has clearly raised you quite well. Like, what the hell?
That's good. That's good.
He's still a good lad as well. It's crazy. He's currently at Download, actually.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah. So,
that's good.
Oh, I don't know. So, yeah. Oh. Anything else, Ian?
There's probably millions of things that I forgot to mention.
There's probably millions of things I forgot to ask, but that doesn't mean that in another 10 years I won't do another interview with you.
We can do one in 10 days if you want. I mean, don't have to wait 10 years.
We can make it a regular thing if you want. I'll just have you on the show all the time.
Yeah, there you go.
Or we could do a sideshow where we just talk about music, and you could introduce me to music that I should have already known.
Yeah, cool. But you won't be able to play it, will you? Because you'll get some kind of copyright problem or something.
Well, this is the thing. On with this process here, I'll edit this, and this will go up on YouTube with all the errors that I've made and everything. But when I do the audio version, I will have your music in it. So we could do like a video thing, and then we just talk about the music. Then I'll do some silly thing. This is playing, but then I'll do an audio version where people can listen to it, because I like the idea of people listening to music, the podcast, like in their car or on the way to work or something. That's
Yeah.
how I initially did it. And
Mm,
so I
yeah.
don't mind doing the video thing. I don't really like showing my face on camera, to be fair. But it's a new avenue, and Costas was like, try it. So I thought, try it with you as well. Um,
Yeah.
so well, you never know. It could happen. It could happen. Um,
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'd definitely be up for that.
well, then
I'd
do
have
it
to
then.
make a list of some great bands that you might not have heard of.
I would really like that actually. And if you know the bands quite not so much personally, but if you know about the bands, like well, they're from this era, they changed this era, it would make it more interesting as well.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so
Yeah. Excellent stuff.
I'm going to have that in my head now, and I'm thinking actually, I'm going to pester you now.
That'd be good. That'd be really good.
And hopefully, I won't do it too late in the evening for you.
I don't mind late stuff. I don't mind late stuff. Staying
Oh,
quite late.
that's fair enough. I was just feeling I've taken you away from 2 hours away from your wife. I think she's going to kill me. So,
Nah, don't mind. Should be reading probably.
uh nothing wrong with that then.
Cool.
I'm trying to think of something else to say, but I don't think I have anything else.
No worries, mate. No
Like
worries.
it feels weird because it's like because I did it for 2 hours. So I thought 2 hours would be fine, and then I was like and also actually I'm going to break my own rule if you don't mind. I'm just going to light a cigarette up because we're coming to the end of the interview. Do you
Yeah,
mind?
yeah.
No, thank you. Um,
No.
do not smoke near me. um, when I was asking you about the podcast, I was like, "Do you want to be on it?" Yeah, sure. Do this, and your answers were so like quick and just short. I thought, I don't think he's going to talk to me. Like I said this to my partner
Oh
before. I was
no.
like,
No. I was probably in the middle of something. That's probably what it was.
which would make sense
Yeah.
because I was really concerned. I told Charlie before I came on that I was like, I think
Yeah.
Ian may not be in the mood to talk. Okay, and then luckily you've been brilliant from the second we started.
No. No, I don't mean to be short in text, but I think I always use as few words as possible. I think it's probably because I'm probably in the middle of something. I'm just like with my mate who messaged me while we were talking. I'm just like doing podcast, So I'm like use as few words as possible.
Other than my
Yeah,
podcast, which you've done previously, have you done any others?
yeah, yeah.
Hmm. Do you
Yeah.
prefer the podcast interview or do you prefer the written interview?
I probably prefer this because it's a bit more free and you can be a bit more daft, can't you?
I think it helps, yeah. And I like with the ones I do, I like to just go on tangents as we've learned in this episode. Like we just talk
Yeah,
about anything. And um to some people don't like that, which I understand, but I've been lucky with you and a lot of the people I've spoke to. Um and yeah, I don't think I could do the written one. I remember doing a written one for the band I did, and I just like I don't know what to answer.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, and the questions tend to be a bit boring as well. They tend to be the same sort of questions. One that you normally get is like, uh, "Oh, explain your band name" or something like that, or something which you really always struggle to answer as well. You probably answer it to totally different every time someone asks you. Either.
is there a question you absolutely hate other than
Um,
it's like if anyone asks you like I don't know that you're like oh fuck's sake not this question again.
um, ooh, I can't think of anything. I can't think of anything that'd be too bad. No. I don't know. No, just a bit boring, some of them. So you can only sort of answer in about two short sentences, and you can't really get sort of, I don't know, just very generic. In fact, some some people just send the same questions to any bands, you see.
Yeah.
They just have a set that they just send off. So there's nothing, it's not tailored towards a specific band. So
It's like a generic, like, oh, we've got to ask
yeah,
this and go on to
yeah,
the next one, like a machine, you know.
yeah, exactly. So that's the point of it, really.
Have you ever done one of those interviews where they sit down with you at a festival or something and they chat to you?
Ooh, have I ever done that? I must have done in the past. Yeah, I have actually. Yeah, I did. Yeah, we did one in North. Was it? Oh, Switzerland. Yeah, did one in Switzerland. Yeah, that
Did you play a
was.
festival in Switzerland then?
Yeah, it was our first gig. That was with My Sonic Wake, and
It's a good first gig.
yeah, it was brilliant actually. And they sat us down and asked us a few questions. In fact, I think I put it on the My Sonic Wake page a few months back.
I need to look at that. I bet you look like a little nipper.
Do look a lot younger. Yeah.
What? Here's a random question for you. Why did you cut all your hair off? Like, as I remember when I saw you live, you had short hair.
Yeah, because one day I'd wash my hair, and you know when you wash your hair, it always looks thinner, doesn't it? And
Yeah.
I thought, I'm just getting too bald. I'm gonna have to just make it go. And I just, that was it. I was like, that's it, it's going. And then I thought, I'm not going to be able to grow it back because it just take too long. I didn't mind it short, but I had to keep getting it cut, and it was a pain in the ass. Then my nephew grew his hair, and it grew so quickly. I just thought, oh, I could grow it back, and then I did, and it wasn't that bad. And it is thin in places, but it doesn't bother me now. I've got no pride left, so I just thought, yeah,
It's funny. It's funny you say that because I'm going bald at the top here, like on my head,
yeah,
and like I keep considering cutting my hair because I had really long hair. Then I cut it. Then it's long again. I cut it, and then when I was in Prague last year, I went to my friend. I was like, "Am I bald here?" And he's like, "Yeah, you are." I was like, "Ah, crap." So I was trying to get my hair cut in Prague because I was like, I'm just gonna have to grow old gracefully and have shorter hair.
yeah.
And but my missus is like, oh, nobody notices other than him. He's just an idiot.
Uh,
So because it does,
it's
it gets thinner, doesn't it?
it doesn't matter if you're not bothered, then no one else should be. I think, and like if people are worried about things like that,
Life's too short for that, isn't it?
it's, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
So yeah, so
so
came root back, and yeah, needs far less maintenance now.
a lot more shampoo though, yeah.
More shampoo, yeah. Brushing it can be a challenge
Mm.
some days. Gets quite knotted.
Someone once told me that men don't use conditioner. I use conditioner. Please tell me you use conditioner as well.
If I didn't use conditioner, I'd just have dreads, I think, because I'd never get a brush through it.
Yeah, exactly. It's
My
like
hair's like hay, you know, it's like hay. If I didn't use conditioner, I just, yeah, I don't know why'd happen. It'd be like, you know, wire wool. I think, you know.
okay. I'm grateful to hear that then because I don't know where they got that idea from.
Oh, you get people come up with all sorts of rubbish. Just, yeah, this just make it up as you go along. I think.
They really do. Oh.
Yeah.
All right, last question. Weirdest place you've ever played or weirdest country?
Weirdest place. I did play on a boat in Amsterdam with Seventh Angel,
Oh, nice.
but it was like it was moored, you know, moored up in Amsterdam. So that was quite weird.
Where's the furthest Eastern Europe you've played?
That'd probably be Czech, would it? Slovakia. Slovakia, somewhere like that. Czech Republic or Slovakia, I suppose, which is the furthest. I'm not very good with geography. Which would be the furthest?
Well, it's the same place pretty much, isn't it? So Czech Republic and Slovakia used to be like one country, didn't they?
Yeah, but I
So
don't know She's
I think it would be Slovakia because it's lower. It's below Czech Republic.
right, probably there then, I reckon. Uh, what's the next country across?
From Czech Republic, or Slovakia. You're asking me. God, I don't know. Could just get the map up on my computer, actually. Hang on, let me get a map up on my computer. Let's have a look, shall we?
Yeah.
Maps. Everyone watching this is thinking, what has this interview turned into?
Yeah, I have recorded in Australia with Paramecium, and I have recorded in America with Century Sleeper.
What, you actually went there to record?
Yeah, both America and Australia, but I didn't play gigs in those places.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. So that's the furthest you've recorded in. All right. So Slovakia. You've either got Poland.
No, I haven't played there.
You've got the only country I ever played in on stage, and that was in Ukraine.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I played in Kiev in 2015. Yay! I was shit. We won't talk about that. My friend was so nice to me, but I kept fucking up. Yeah. Then it's just all right. Past then, it's. Have you ever played Turkey?
No,
Bulgaria?
no,
Romania?
no,
Serbia?
no.
Then Greece?
No.
Then yeah, that must be the furthest that way you've been then.
Now, to me now, I look like I've been blacked out to look like when someone's been interviewed but they don't want to reveal who they are.
Should I start changing your voice?
Yeah, shall I do? Yeah. Oh, you have to ask me a question. I'll answer in that voice that they do.
Does it need to be a real question or a fake question?
Any question.
Okay. What can I say? Oh, sugar. What can I? Now I'm stuck. I don't know what to ask. Okay. So you say you didn't give evidence about the man who at the what was it where did you used to work at the petrol station? Did you say? Now we have we have footage that shows that you did give evidence. What do you say about this?
It wasn't me giving the evidence.
It just wasn't you giving the evidence, yeah?
It wasn't me. In fact, it was a woman cashier giving the evidence.
And did that woman get punched as well?
No.
Did you sustain any injuries from this punch?
Yes.
Did you have to go to hospital?
Yes. My teeth were broken and I bled a lot.
Is that why we've had to black your face out because it's too deformed?
Yes. Is that good?
Is
that effective?
It's quite effective. I didn't. Yeah. I was going to say I didn't realize your voice could go so deep, but I've heard your vocals. So yeah.
I can't do a pizza steal.
Have you ever been able to?
I don't know. It depends. If I've done a lot of growling, then I can go quite low.
Do you do it in the way where it doesn't hurt?
It sometimes does and sometimes doesn't. It's weird. Normally doesn't, but if I haven't done it for ages, it can a bit. So, yeah.
Have you ever thought of just not doing it?
Yes.
Would you ever just think, nah, I'm just going to sing? Because there's nothing wrong with your clean vocals. Why don't you just experiment with them rather than growling or something? Or do you like adding the growls and the into it?
Yeah, I kind of like the juxtaposition. Especially with size vocals, it sort of works well with the clean and growl. But, I don't know. I probably won't always do it. Probably.
Would you ever consider having a female vocalist?
I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I mean, we have used female vocals in the past. I mean, Si's daughter's sung some bits and pieces on the Last But One album.
Okay.
And and Side Sister on the one before that. So yeah, we've sort of had bits and pieces. Not like Draconian do, say, where they've got like lead vocals, which, they
Well,
do brilliantly.
Lisa, in it? They got the Lisa back. Or is that her name, Lisa? Because it used to be that other
But
lady, then she left.
that really works well, But we haven't done anything like that. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't rule it out, but I don't know. I haven't really given that much thought, to be honest.
What's your view on female extreme vocals?
I can't say the only band that I listen to that have got that. Oh, Hibernoid, I would say.
Okay.
And they're sort of male and female extreme vocals, but I don't know really. I haven't heard that many bands that use that.
Well, there's I'll throw a band your way. There's a band I have interviewed and I know a lady called I don't know how to say her second name, but her name is Julia, and she's in a band called Sidus Atrum,
Right.
and she it's like black metal but listenable black metal, and her music's brilliant. In my opinion, I would say check them out. It's so funny because you look at her and you think, how the hell are you doing that? And especially when you meet her, she's this timid, lovely, very small, thin woman. And she's like, hello, hello, very polite and everything. And then you get her in front of a microphone. My God, the stuff she can do. It's like, whoa. And I'll link you to her stuff because it's her and her husband that make the music. She first came about. You know the band Clouds?
What one are they?
Sorry?
Which one? Which band?
Do you know the band Clouds?
Clouds? Oh,
Yeah.
Cloud.
Yeah.
Yeah, not very well.
Oh, okay. They did like a song called Path of Sorrow, which had so many different vocalists.
Yeah.
And she featured on that, and that's how I discovered her. And then all of a sudden I was like, oh my God, this woman is insane. And then I was lucky enough to meet her, and lovely, lovely woman. Funnily enough, actually, when I was in the Czech Republic a couple of years ago, because she had to, for the time being, because when the war started, she had a quick detour to Prague before she went back. She was there when I was in Prague, and I did a vlog. You have your YouTube channel. I have my crappy vlogging YouTube channel, which has 5 views per video, and she featured on one of the videos in mine, and you literally see how timid and calm she is, and then you go watch her music video, and you're like, oh, it's like 2 different people.
Yeah.
But I'll link you to that. It's but even if you don't like it, it's worth giving it a check. It's worth checking out.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. Okay, Mr. Silhouette Man. I'm gonna have to. I will call it. I will call it a night.
Yeah. Well, it's been nice, and thanks.
Thank you. Thank you for taking the time to talk to me. It's been lovely having you back on, and this seemed a bit more free flowing than last time. It's been really nice.
Oh, cool. That's good. Excellent.
And I will take you up on that idea. I'll do some thinking, and maybe we can sort something out.
Yeah.
If you're up for it, we'll do it.
Yeah, I'm up for it. Yeah, too right.
Okay, brilliant. Okay. Well, go stop your wife reading her book. Go spend some time with her before you go to bed, And again, it's been lovely talking to you. And
and you, man.
I don't know if I'm going to make the London thing. I really wanted to because I know it's I worry that I'll never get to see you guys live. But if I don't, well, that's my problem. But I will still listen to your music. And it's been lovely talking to you, Ian, and thank you again. And I know I said it earlier, but when, like I said to you, when after my dad died, you messaged. I never really actually ever told you how grateful I was. So
It's okay.
I am thankful for that.
No problem at all. Cheers, mate.
No worries. You cheers to you, and yeah, have a lovely evening, and thank you again.
Yeah, take care, mate.
You take care.
Yeah. Bye now, mate.
Bye.